Hi, welcome to the podcast 5. Here's why. A 20 episode podcast series made under Independent Project in association with Anchor by Spotify and Podcast Lab. So, in this whole 20 episode podcast series, we discuss the question related to why and answer them according to my thinking, my knowledge, my thoughts, my experience of life of 24 years, and the research I have done through internet. So, my thoughts can never be a truth for anyone's life. If you think it's wrong, or if you think to correct me, feel free to correct me. I am always open to learning and correct my thoughts. And so let's begin with this episode number 16, with a question like why we do need a change in our society, the mainly in terms of learning. So if we see to the current perspective or current way of learning we used impose in our kids or in our society for the younger generation, we say them to read the religious books or the books we had for our by our previous generations, which they have read and they have learned things from. But if we think for broader perspective, it is not sufficient. I am not saying that we should not read. I personally love reading the religious books and the religious learning, and the like. The Mahabharata is my favorite. Gita is my favorite, and I got too much learning from it. Even I listen to the mostly the knowledge given by Sri Krishna ji, so I always love that. So I am not saying that it is not should be considered. It should be considered, but according with in parallel to it, we should be having awareness sessions, awareness lectures, and we should be open for learning and getting aware of new things too. Because in those times and when those the books were written, the that era was like the youth of or the younger generation or children were uh, getting the guidance of the sadhus or sant or gurujis and in their ashrams. So they were kept in there and from apart from their parents, and they got the learning. They had the uh, natural food, natural lifestyle, and everything else. So at that time everything was stable and everything can be learned through it, can be implemented. But in the current era where the newborn baby is also exposed to internet, the social hate, different kind of cultures, different kind of things, and where we do not have any specific things to eat natural, like we have different type of spices, different kind of flavors which we have to eat, and during the intake the age of hitting to puberty is also different. So due to this the self-awareness should be there, and the like we have started the awareness of periods through the comic, that it's normal. We should be open to discussing about sex, that it's normal. So the awareness should about it need to be there. We should be discussing about the body needs, the lust and the wanderlust and everything. So we need to be open up more in compared to the previous generations that we had. So I can see clearly see that Gen Z is approaching toward this approach, and I believe that if everything we get fine and in the right direction, it would be the great to make the society that we live in is better. So because our society was better and in few years back, but due to the changes are coming and due to the changes we are not making the society in terms of learning, in terms of what we believe in, what we are imposing towards our generation, is making a conflict of interest and conflict of thinking. So if we are accepting the evolution, if we are accepting the changes in our society, we should accept these kind of changes to the learning and the awareness, and the thinking perspective need to be changed. And so if you feel similarly, or if you feel anything to be added if in this thing what I believe, or if you think I am wrong and you need to connect it, you feel free to connect it in a comment section or connect with me in any of my social media. The comment section would be better to be commenting and editing. Other would be also reading the comment and would be adding anything if they believe, and I would be reading all the comments. I am always open for learning. So this was all for this episode 16. Thank you.